glass concept. That being said, I know Microsoft a little too well to think that that's going to happen. What'll probably happen more likely is that only Xbox exclusive stuff that you buy will actually have any kind of content with smart glass.
So you're saying your best of E3 is everything?
No.
Yes. That's what you just said.
No.
You just said that.
I think the best of E3 for me in terms of the hardware was the smart glass concept. But only in concept. Was only in concept. What else hardware was there? It wasn't a whole lot. Wii U was announced last year. Wii U was announced last year. There were absolutely no additions to the hardware world in terms of Wii U. No.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my best E3.
All right, and that I think closes our E3 discussion. Close the door, shut it,
and we won't talk about it anymore until
ever
someone asks a question about E3, which they might be able to do. By the way, ask us. It's question and answer time. Question. What does that mean? It means that you guys can ask us questions. Doesn't have to be about the topic today.
Yeah, we won't talk about E3 until E4.
Until E4, which I hear is sometime in the year 2012.
So yeah, you can ask us questions by private messaging us.
There.
Boom. Bing.
All right, now
post the link.
You don't have to ask us a question about E3, as we said. You can ask us a question about just about anything. We will try to answer it if it is relevant and if we like it, if we like you, which we probably will. So give it a shot. Let's go to some questions. What do we got?
We got questions.
We got some questions.
I think you can answer this.
Yep.
The Beer Ninja asks.
Yep. Can we get tickets to the gun show? Oh, the gun show. Sun's out, guns out. Oh, yeah. Getting the guns in.
No, you can't, actually. Tickets are sold out.
Sold out. Next.
I don't like that. But you can also handle it.
Let's see.
Because you and Pat will both
Boardwalk Empire.
Because you both suck.
Hey, did you hear the New York Giants stomped all over the Patriots in the Super Bowl? I'm not going to read the rest of it. It's explicit. P.S. I still love you. And let me just say,
I hate you all.
I'm also, all of you know that I am a New York Giants fan and have still been able to revel in that concept.
Why don't you and Pat go have some butt sex?
Yeah. Okay. Good. Next.
Do that. Jets. That's gross too.
The Jets suck.
16-bit gems. When is it? And why do you rock so much, Rue?
And the Commodore.
In parentheses.
But in parentheses, just to let me know, I'm a little bit not as important. I'm cool, but not that cool.
It's going. It's oncoming. It's ongoing.
It's oncoming.
Whenever I get extra, I'm working on several projects right now at the same time. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna show it off. It'll be awesome. This old house.
16-bit gem shed.
16-bit.
You're the next
house.
Norm Abrams. You kind of look like him. You're a lot thinner.
Norm,
as they call him. Nom. Dude, I freaking love Norm. He's awesome.
Norm.
Always
drinking the beer and being fat at the end
the
of the bar.
hopper.
Anyway.
Next.
So it's coming.
Got more questions.
I'm not lying fallow.
No.
Here we go. Onion Knight has a question related to our opening shtick.
Yep.
I like the long Nintendo sign. Nope, sorry, that was Radio Pools. The question is, by the Onion Knight, how much do you think the Windows Surface will cost?
Cheap.
Will the product have to be priced low in order to compete with older versions of the iPad
Yes.
and other cheaper tablets?
So I think you're going to see tiered pricing, which is Microsoft's policy always. Even with Xbox 360, there was the arcade version, and then there was the Pro version, right? And then there was the Elite, right? Mm-hmm. So I think you're going to see tiered versions. I think the ARM tablet that's supposed to be more the low end that does compete with the iPad will be comparably priced. I think it'll probably be even on the low end.
Number. Give me a number. Wrong.
I'll say $249.
$400.
I'll say $249 for the cheapest one.
Wow, that's cheap.
I'll say
that's very cheap.
I was
thinking $400.
I'll say probably $600 for the most expensive one.
Really?
Yeah.
You are undercutting.
You don't think so?
I think it's going to be...
Well, what do you think is... But they haven't announced any hardware yet.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, so if they come out and they really say, we're going to have a 6-core beast of a machine.
Well, they're not.
Then why would it be any more than that?
They did announce hardware. It's going to be the new Intel chip.
The Sandy Bridge?
Sandy Bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, because the last one was Ivy Bridge.
Right.
That's all they said.
Right. Even that's old now. That's a different story.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Give me all the cores.
Well,
right?
but I don't know. The cores.
I think $400 for the cheap tab. I think.
Really?
Yes.
I'm $400. For an ARM-based.
Yep.
Okay.
And
I think they want to cut into the market of what the Kindle Fire's opened up.
$800 for the Pro.
I think 800 is a good guess.
I'll go with that.
I don't think that's a bad guess.
Because it's going to be like an Ultrabook.
We're only off by $200. I mean, that's one tier in Apple land.
Or we can get a friend. We can call up a friend who's an expert in Microsoft Surface.
Yes.
We'll get him down here. He'll give us a price.
That's right. Yes. Perfect. Next.
Have you ever watched Hardcore Pawn?
No, I hate that show.
It's so terrible.
It's so awful.
It's dirty.
I have never, ever wanted to watch that show. I don't know how it's still being made. Yep,
that's pretty bad.
That's actually the next question. Have you ever watched Hardcore Pawn? No, we have not.
No. Sonic Rose asks, do you think that with the surge of retro gaming, the video game that video game controllers will become more important than the original consoles games were made for?
Wow, that's a deep one.
As an example,
can I cover that again here?
Hold on. As an example, I'm using a 360 controller to interface with a lot of games, new and old, many of which weren't made for PC originally. Mm-hmm. Pat, if you're still there, you should also update, give your 2 cents on this, because you buy all these things when you come across them. A lot of people, though you can get games, any game, retro game essentially, for free if you are illicit enough on the internet and play it on a keyboard.
No one is that.
People say, oh good, Sonic Rose is still there. Hi.
There she is.
People say it's not the same unless you have the real controller in your hand.
So we've had this conversation before too, but I think the experience will never be exactly the same by virtue of hardware, by virtue of setting. You can play arcade games on your TV, right?
Yep.
Not the same, right?
Not the same.
But I think that you can get the beauty of the experience of a game.
The look, the feel of cotton.
I wasn't going to say that at all.
Oh.
I don't know where you came from. That was totally out of left field. I just think that we're always going to have to be playing back to it at a certain point. I mean, unless you have an NES in your house, and I think that's awesome, by the way, where you can actually play it, you're still not getting the full effect at that point, which is a different story altogether. But with pixels and CRTs and blah blah blah. The point is, I think there always has to be a little bit of changing in terms of how we experience these games, and it's more important for me that they live on than it is that we replicate the exact experience.
Hey, my phone didn't go off this whole time.
I know, it's true. That's awesome. That's fantastic. No one likes you.
That hurts.
You're a failure.
All right.
Next.
Retro systems on LCD TVs makes me cry.
Yeah.
It does. Ooh, playing old games, like even on the Virtual Console on like these big HD TVs, it hurts. The jaggies, they hurt.
Yeah, but see, you don't. I mean, so
honestly, this is the main reason I keep this TV.
Yeah.
To play these old games, and also to play like-on games if I just happen to want to play them.
And that's why
make a video on them.
The great filtering that is offered by an emulator, if you were to use something like that to play a game that you already own,
use the Big E
for a game that you already own.
Okay, that's fine.
Then, you can play it on an HD TV and play it to great effect.
Our good friend from videogameauctions.com,
yes,
Akira VGA asks, oh, look, there he is right there. How much did you pay for the Nintendo sign? This is kind of my thing.
No, it's not. At this point, we might want to mention videogameauctions.com.
Where you can find video game auctions. That should be your tagline.
Where you can buy stuff like that.
Yeah. So I happen to have a friend who knows a guy who had this sign, so I didn't get it from an auction. I got it through a private deal.
All debts, public and private.
Yes. And this is actually, so a little bit more information on this thing. This is the same kind of sign, or actually, it is the same sign that you would find back in the day in an electronics boutique or a Babbage's.
Yep.
Or, any other good proprietor of video game stuffs. And on the back, it has the same thing, except it doesn't light up. So.
Which is cool. I'm loving it.
And so, I got that.
I like how the Game Boy is blue in juxtaposition to the redness of both other systems.
I got it for less than I have seen it go for recently, and by recently I mean like 2009, because there aren't a lot of these out there that I've seen.
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to put a price on it, but I feel I got a pretty good deal on it. I don't really want to say exactly how much.
Right.
$3.
$3-4.
Yes.
$5 on Quibids.com.
Yes, and I'm just happy that Pat doesn't have it.
All right.
So there.
Well, we already had.
Okay, already talked about that.
Yep, good. Yep. Yes.
All right. I'll just say it because I appreciate it. Paul Mudika says, "How do you guys keep?" Hi, Cooper. How do you guys keep up reading the comments and adding them to the conversation? That just amazes me. Please continue to be awesome.
I don't know. I think it's actually
Magic.
that we have a natural propensity toward attention deficit disorder.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't think we'd probably keep up with you guys. Yeah, you're welcome. We will continue to be awesome as long as we can.
Yes.
Next.
Wow.
Wow, that's huge. That's a big ass. That's a lot of questions.
Akira VGA, have you seen them lit up for $80 approximately? Because I've seen a few that don't have the lights. They're just flat signs. But anyway.
I'll take one of those. I'll put my own lights on.
Have fun eating, Pat.
Next.
Tell Ian hi. Oh, this is long.
Yeah.
2 questions.
Okay. Yep. All right. We can do 2 questions.
This is from the Male White Mage.
The Male White Mage.
Who always sends long questions.
Yes. But very well thought out.
Ah, okay, good question. Since Twitch TV did a redesign, how is the Clan of the Grey Wolf redesign coming along?
What, we're doing a redesign?
Are you going to make it harder to find stuff? Yes. No.
Yes, it's going to be so draconic and difficult to read. It's going to be
so the guy
impossible to
behind all of that work happens to be Mark
happens to be dead.
Tajan.
Yes.
And he is running Con Bravo, which is going to be at the end of July. I made an announcement about going up there.
And super awesome.
Up in Burlington, Ontario. And he's very busy.
Yeah, he's very busy with that.
so things are on hold.
Yeah, we're just kind of.
Yes. Though I do have an interesting thing to talk about. There is a redesign going on at RetrowareTV.com.
Boom.
Behind the scenes.
See, look at that.
And within the next week or so, you can expect that to be all up in your face. The biggest thing that we wanted to do there is make it faster. It's a little slow to access right now.
Yeah.
It's being redesigned from the ground up, and there's going to be a lot of new features on the front. I think you'll all like it. If you haven't gone there, check it out. I'm going to put up some Twitter stuff about that when that happens, but that's coming on.
Very cool. We love that. All right.
All right. Why is the internet going to a white background? That's the second question.
Huh. Is the internet going to a white background?
I don't know. I thought it was going to a black background.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. All right, next. That was easy. How is your progression with anime coming?
Oh gosh, who asked this question?
This would be the Onion Knight.
The Onion Knight already asked the question. We have to skip this one.
Ah, blah blah.
So say it, the wise Commodore. I am the host of the show, by the way.
Oh, recently purchased and beat Dragon Quest VIII at my recommendation. I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead to Nestor81 here. Is there another game similar to this that you would recommend for the PS2? For the PS2? Man. If I really had to think about it, probably. I mean, the same... It's not exactly the same, but the same developer also made Dark Cloud 2, which is not exactly the same.
Yeah, I was going to say Dark Cloud 2 because Dark Cloud 2 is awesome, but it's not at all the same kind of a game.
It's an RPG.
Yeah.
Well, it's more of an action.
It's more of a
RPG.
Zelda kind of clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
Dark Clouds are actually good. Just Dark Cloud 2 is a lot better.
If you haven't played Dragon Quest 9 for the Nintendo DS, get that. It's like Dragon Quest 8. Not as pretty because it's not on your DS, but it has certain tweaks to the gameplay that make it even better.
Cool.
So, there you go. Some other stuff. Rogue Galaxy. Try Rogue Galaxy.
Boom.
Two.
What else we got here?
Oh, yes. Dre2D2 asks, asymmetrical game design. New gameplay design space or marketing buzzword to cover up the fact that including a second tablet with the system would have set the Wii U's price point to a level much higher than Nintendo was comfortable with.
Yes and yes.
Asymmetric game design. Well, you can use 2 tablets. It's just not going to come with 2.
Right, obviously.
They did announce you can use 2, which I think people were kind of wondering about. So there's that.
And hopefully will be sufficient. I think that the days of the 4 controller,
yeah,
in the living room might be over.
Although there's going to be a lot of 5-player games, I think, that use the 4 Wii remotes and the tablet.
Right, it's just the tablets that are limited, right? Yeah.
So, but also asymmetric game design, was more than just a Nintendo buzzword. The makers of SimCity were using it. The makers of this new Star Trek game were using it.
Yes, that
It's a-
doesn't
it's
mean
a-
it's not an architectural marketing term.
It's a
I just-
buzzword.
I think it's a
I mean,
buzzword
it
right
is
now.
a thing, but it's also